Rach, fabulous to see you. Tonight is a genuine blockbuster.
Thanks, Jess. Yeah, it certainly is. To a bit of a finals preview this early in the season, so can't wait to see what both teams bring.
Oh, I love it. It's a finals preview so early in the season. Next to you on commentary in the experts chair, two-time champion and former Flyers captain Beck Cole. Beck, what are you most looking forward to seeing tonight?
There's a couple of matchups, but the main one for me is Abby Ellis, breakout player of the year last year. She definitely showed that in round one. And Jade Melbourne, two Australian opals going at it. This is going to be a good one.
Well, rounding out our commentary team tonight, the champions just keep coming around here. It is five-time WNBL championship winning player and coach Carly Wilson, who's courtside for us tonight. And a little earlier, she caught up with one of the stars of the show for the Capitals last week, and Sarah Blitzarves.
Sarah Blitzarves, we've been watching you out here getting ready for the game. Tell us a bit about your warm-up routine. How do you get yourself ready?
I try and stay pretty calm. I think when I was younger, I was a lot more excited, a bit more hype, I would say. Right now, it's just about not trying too hard. I do a lot of ball handling to begin with. Then I go and sit down and just do a bit of mindfulness. Then I come out and just make sure I hit my threes, moving threes, bit of post stuff and some foul shots. And yeah, I try not to exert too much energy because I need to keep it. You know, I'm 32 years old now. I need to keep all the energy that I can have.
I hear you, I hear you. So when you're shooting, are you counting how many you're making? Are you trying to get a certain number?
Absolutely not. I think that would just cause too much pressure for myself. I just shoot, try not to overthink, even if I'm missing. Like John Cain Arena game last week, I missed three threes in our warm-up right before game time and then came out and hit my next two. So I try not to even think about misses.
You had a blinder last week. Okay. So what about, how has your warm-up and getting ready evolved, especially post-spinal surgery?
Yeah, when I was a lot younger, so early 20s, I would rock up to the games probably 2 hours, 2.5 hours beforehand. That is so far from it now. I messaged Goz earlier and I was like, what's the latest time that we can be at the stadium? So I'm probably here about 90 minutes beforehand. But I think I was just different. I probably did too much out on court when I was younger, but you have more energy and stuff. But I think I probably did a little bit too much, where now 15 minutes is enough for me.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, thanks so much for your time. We're looking forward to seeing you out there tonight.
Thanks, Carly.
Fabulous insights and pitches there from Sarah Blitzarves. 19 points, 9 rebounds last week in her return to the competition, entering her 16th WNBL season. Rach, you just got to find what works for you, and she's certainly got the mix right.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, I really resonate with that. It definitely changes over your career, how you prepare for a game, and that's something that you kind of have to be mindful of as well. And everyone also prepares differently, so it's a very individual thing. But, yeah, it was very nice to hear from Sarah there.
Let's check in courtside with Carly Wilson. Carly, what's the atmosphere like there tonight?
Hey, Webby, welcome to the AIS Arena here in Canberra on Ngunnawal country. Big crowd expected here tonight, and from the hordes of people out the front in the fan zone, I think we're in for a packed house. Now, it's been a long off-season for Canberra Capitals fans. They are itching to see their team out on the home court for the first time tonight. And as you've spoken about already, there's no bigger competition right now than the Townsville Fire. They've had a great start to the season and they're tipped as early favourites. One thing's for sure, we're in for a cracker of a game tonight. Now let's see if this big, loud Canberra Capitals crowd can get their team over the line.
Love your work, Willow. Looking forward to your contributions throughout the evening. Beck, let's talk a little bit about Townsville and Abby Ellis, a career best 31 points last week in their win against Bendigo. She was super important. And Mila Soa as well, a new face to the Townsville lineup, just adding a different mix there.
You definitely have two young guns who have such scoring power, and we spoke about it. Abby Ellis, what an amazing performance to the start of the season. 6 of 9 at the three-point line, plus 10 rebounds and 4 assists with 0 turnovers. That's almost perfect on paper, isn't it, Rachel?
Oh, absolutely. You can't really ask for more from your point guard. And, you know, this is a league built on amazing point guards, both currently and historically. And right now, she's almost the premier one. And tonight, we get to see her and Jade Melbourne go at it all game. And I absolutely cannot wait for that.
The WNBL's breakout player of last season, and it looks like she's just going to take her career to new heights this season. So a massive clash to come in the nation's capital as we take a look at the starting 5. Rach and Beck, I'm going to put you both on the spot. Who wins tonight and why?
I think I'm going to go with Townsville. I think they've still just got a little bit of more depth and experience, but I am expecting this one to come down to the wire, and, you know, that those UC caps might just get them home, the fans.
And I'm not just saying this to make it interesting, Rach and Jess, but I really believe the Caps, what I saw from them last week was super impressive for round one. They have so many guns on the floor. Also, they're at home with this amazing packed crowd. That's an extra 6 men on the floor.
The vibes are high at the AIS Arena and in the commentary box tonight. We're looking forward to this one. One of these two sides are going to go 2-0 to start a brand new era of women's basketball. And it's going to be Canberra through Jade Melbourne to have first possession. Kind of a pulsating crowd, near capacity as well. First look through Sissoko. 15 points and 6 rebounds in her first game for the Caps last week. Off to a bright start. Fire get their first look at their offensive end. Courtney Woods, top of the arc, feet set, lets it fly. Might get it done for an early 3-pointer. Sissoko cleans it up. It's a chance for Jade Melbourne to put some early scoreboard pressure on. Can't get it done. Abby Ellis, who, as we mentioned, crit us 31 points last week, an incredible performance. Soa underneath the basket for their first points tonight.
And that is an impressive finish. She had Nadia Potts, who's a lot taller than her, but this is what Soa adds to the Townsville Fire. She's so crafty with her one-on-one play.
Both teams coming off confidence, boosting wins in round one. The Flyers by 9, the Caps by 9 over the Flyers. And Fire getting a little bit of grand final revenge over Bendigo, winning an arm wrestle by 8.
Both teams are trying to push the ball early, so that's really exciting to see. I think, you know, they'll both be looking to get those easy buckets when they can, and they've obviously both got point guards that will run the floor.
Sissoko hands it off to Blitzarves. Morel gets the contact.
And Morel was someone who really stepped up for the UC Caps in round one. Not normally a starter, coming from the Perth Lynx. She just did all the little things and was that role player and almost kept it really steady for the Caps. So I think she's a great addition to this team.
4 points and 9 rebounds last week. First player in the NBL 1 to win MVP awards in 2 different conferences as well. She's on the money early at the line. Here's Soa. Shares it with Froling, then gets it back. Oh, beautiful pass. Just not quite the finish there from Alicia Froling. Melbourne takes it down the floor all the way herself.
Signature Jade Melbourne. We've seen that a few times over the years, that's for sure.
An interesting matchup. You see the unicorn, Sissoko, actually matching up on Abby Ellis. This shows that the scout is they want length on Ellis early and they don't want her catching fire from the 3-point line.
Blitzarves turns it over. Courtney Woods back the other way to Ellis. Feet set from long range. Oh, she is on fire. Had to say it.
And speaking about on fire, how incredible does the Townsville Fire Indigenous uniform look? It's absolutely phenomenal that these athletes get to, you know, represent a culture, a community, but it is something that's designed within the team and the group, and they look absolutely incredible tonight.
The Fire's Indigenous round, Guernsey, designed by Chris Gray. Looks absolutely fabulous. His Fowler for her first points. And the UC Capitals uniform designed by Richard Allen for the 3rd season running. Two sides trading blows early here at the AIS Arena. Blitzarves. What wonderful insights we heard from her pre-game as well, plus the pictures of her getting in the zone. I love to see it.
Yeah, the breathing. I feel like that must be a new thing. I don't remember her doing that when we were playing together, but I love it, and it's working for her so far this season, isn't it?
Sissoko for 2. Becky, did you do any, meditation or any kind of mindfulness techniques to get you in the zone?
Oh, if you know me, I'm definitely not made for that meditation sort of stuff. But I will say it's quality over quantity. As you get older, you get wiser, you find out what your body needs. And for me, it's definitely a lot of activation there early, I will say.
Froling working hard to create an opportunity for herself. Any superstitions that either of you had? I'll get back to you on that one because the WNBL26 season is officially underway. Expect to see some world-class athletes, fierce rivalries, and some truly epic basketball. Get all your WNBL news, info, and tickets at WNBL.com.au or scan the QR code on your screen now. Melbourne off to Sissoko, who started brightly. Morel, top of the perimeter, goes inside to Poch. Gets it done for 2.
Just great movement off the ball. That's something that Nadia's always had in her game, but I think she's really brought it up a level, and she's so long, so athletic. You put the ball up, she'll go grab it, and she'll get you those points.
Early 1-point lead to the Caps. Woods goes to Froling, always works hard in that area. So any superstitions, Rach, that you've had in your career?
Oh, look, I wasn't too superstitious, but definitely early on, I used to like to be the first at the stadium. And I remember being very young in my first Bulleen Boomers team and playing with Jenna O'Hay. And she also liked to be at the stadium early. And so I used to keep trying to get there earlier and earlier to beat her, and then it just got absolutely ridiculous, and I was like, Jenna, you can have it.
What was the cutoff? 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours? When did you hand it over?
I reckon it was like one time I got there maybe nearly 3 hours early, and she was already shooting, and I can't win this battle. Also, she was way older and better than me. So, not way older, sorry, Jenna. A couple of years older.
Courtney Woods at the line. So Cass with the early lead, and Townsville have hit back. Just over 5 to play. Good start to this contest, as we expected, as Melbourne. Oh, she gets the contact.
And we see Lucy Olsen coming into the game off the bench. That is Jade Melbourne's teammate from the WNBA at the Washington Mystics. And she is going to know a lot of scout. It's going to be so much knowledge either way that they'll be able to help each other. But isn't that fun? Your teammates, and now you're going up against each other. What a fun one we'll have tonight from both of them.
Absolutely, from teammates to rivals. Olsen just letting her know that she's around. Sends Melbourne to the line for a couple. What have you noticed unfolding early stages, Beck, in this contest?
The UC Caps have really extended their pressure up the floor, which I'm not surprised. They did that at a very great rate in the last round's game, and they're so long and athletic, just like they're from Poch with the rejection. That's what she can do. And again,
it just can't buy a bucket, and Poch doing all the defensive work.
But this is what they can do. They're so long, they're so athletic, they're really making it hard for Townsville to get their first option in the offense.
Lucy Olsen, the American import. Hands it off to Soa. So we've got Olsen and Cox, as well as Horvat as well. Here's Cox's first opportunity. Rattles out. Sissoko with the rebound. And then pulls up for 2. No good. Great end-to-end stuff at the moment. Woods, a searching pass to Cox. Got the matchup against Melbourne. And off the glass for 2. So Lauren Cox off the bench, do you like that move, Rach?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, they're so loaded that it's probably not surprising. And having the luxury of having Lauren Cox coming off the bench, that's pretty amazing for any team. So I'd like to see her really use her size like she did there. She's got that advantage in this game. So if she can get more involved, it'll be very scary.
She is getting a rebound, the WNBL Defensive Player of the Year. Soa Pulls up for 3. It's offline, but they've turned it over. Great hustle from Olsen to Horvat. She gets the call.
And although Nards did turn the ball over in that possession, she has been such an asset to the Caps in this first quarter with her rebounding pressure. People need to go in and help her, and she might not get the rebound herself, but people need to go get the crumbs off the ground for her. But she's been impactful so far.
Chantal Horvat, who's spent some time in this part of the world. Her mum is from Canberra. She spent a few years at the Centre of Excellence. Used to attend a lot of Capitals games. Four minutes left in this opening quarter. Another question without notice for the both of you. Which team do you think a win is more important to tonight? We've got the Caps who are trying to make it back into finals. Townsville losing a grand final. As Melbourne makes a move. Such great hustle. But psychologically,
I think, well, you can make an argument for either team, but I think probably Canberra, they've got, you know, some really new pieces and they've got a lot of confidence out of their win last week, but a win against Townsville would really propel them into the rest of their season, and I think that would really put the rest of the league on notice as well. So I think, yeah, if they won tonight, they'd be pretty stoked with that.
And I couldn't agree more with that comment. I think if you're speaking on the mental side of things, to know, hey, we've just beat a team that is favoured to, you know, win this WNBL season. They won the last WNBL season. We get a win early. This really sets up momentum and confidence within the group.
Here's Olsen sharing it with Woods. Drives hard, but she loses it.
Canberra is switching a lot on their defense, which I'm not sure if it's by design or just happened that way, but it's really disrupting Townsville on that possession.
Sissoko has to get around Cox. Kicks it out to the corner. Munga for 3. Bounces off the rim. Olsen. Little pass over the top to Horvat. Few to contend with. Nice finish.
What a nice pass that was. I thought she was going up for a jump shot and a perfect dish, perfect placement for a big man.
Melbourne. It's a foul. So Townsville by 7. Less than 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Melbourne up to the 4 points. Let's take a look on the Amy replay. Nadia Poch making her presence felt early. Some of the defensive efforts from Canberra so far in this first quarter have been elite.
And it's been very physical. I feel like the WNBL is heading that way, very much FIBA-like. It's so physical, bodies have been bumped. So now players are having to make tougher moves. You have to come off 2 feet. You can't be off balance. And that's why we're seeing some really great, talented people come through this game because, like I said earlier, their one-on-one play can be amazing. They're great facilitators, and it's so exciting with this new era of basketball, the new faces that we're bringing into this league.
Blitzards can't get it done. Woods looking for Cox. Beautiful pass and the execution as well.
And Cox has run the lanes twice on offensive transition. That's why coaches want their bigs to run, but Townsville guards have been rewarding Cox, and that's going to make her keep running.
Canberra ball. A handy lead now. Melbourne heading to the bench to have a rest. She's been playing a little bit with her fingers, I've noticed at times in this first quarter. Hopefully nothing to worry about there. 9 points is Townsville's lead. Clark wants to pass it off. And it's Babongi who gets her first points.
And Paul Goris has made a lot of subs early, gone quite deep into his bench, which means it shows how much confidence he has within his team. And again, another great defensive possession from the UC Caps, which is exactly what they need to close the gap. And Munga, she was absolutely amazing for me in round one as well. She had such poise. You can tell she's a bit more experienced, and she's just so passionate, and we love to see it.
Just picking up on your point back about the intensity out here. It has been nuts. So fast up and down. Tegan Fowler actually asked for a sub early on, and then we saw Coach Shannon Seaborn make 3 subs at once, which we never see in the WNBL, but it just shows you how fast things are moving out here.
High-octane basketball, Saturday Night Hoops. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're watching. 2 title contenders going head-to-head tonight. Munga fighting for it. They keep it alive. Clark wide open for 3, and she nails it as it rolls in.
And what a first quarter for Jada Clark. So great seeing her back out on that floor. She's going to have much more of a prominent role, we've heard Coach Goris say. And don't you love seeing the crowd go off as well as her teammates, and see her doing it not only from inside but outside with that 3 ball.
Made her WNBL debut as a 17-year-old. She's made her way back from an ACL injury. As you mentioned, Beck, it's just so great to see her back at this level. So the Caps have closed the gap. Townsville got out to a 9-point lead. Here's Abby Ellis, feet set, lets it fly.
Can't go under that screen. Not the way she's shooting at the moment. They'll have to adjust that if that's their rules.
The immediate reply from the young star. Clark looking for Sissoko, has Cox to contend with. Nice. Final 30 seconds, a pulsating opening quarter at the AIS Arena. Fowler's back out onto the floor. Fire will maintain possession. There is Abby Ellis, fresh off a career best 31 points last week. 6 from 9 from 3-point range. 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 0 turnovers. Doesn't get much better than that. Courtney Woods looking to make something happen. So classy.
That was a tough finish over long Sissoko hands. We call her the unicorn for a reason.
There is Babongi. She's coughed it up. And Townsville make the pay through Fowler. She gets it done. And that marks the end of an incredible first quarter of Saturday Night Hoops in the WNBL competition. One of these 2 sides will go 2-0 to start the new season at quarter time. It is the Townsville Fire 28, leading the Canberra Caps 21.
Introduce yourself to the crowd. Our first competitor is Chloe. And then we've got Grace. And then we've got Kenton. Oh my goodness, we've got some dunkers here, ladies and gentlemen. All thanks to ActuAGL. We are going to see what kind of awesome dunks we can pull off here at the halfway line. I think this is a good distance to start from. Are you ready to go? Chloe, go for it. And everyone is going to cheer like crazy when you pull off a miraculous dunk. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chloe and her dunk! Woo! Little one-hander with a twist. I loved it, Chloe, and the crowd loved it too. Grace, official Cats ball.
Ice, give me that ice, give me that cool glow, isn't that nice? You like
Two
it.
championship contenders going head-to-head tonight at quarter time. It is Townsville 28 leading the Caps 21 in an exciting first quarter of hoops as we head straight down courtside to Carly Wilson. What did you notice from that opening quarter, Carly?
Well, it was a heated timeout from Coach Paul Goris. He said, guys, we have to work harder on our defensive transition. We can't be shooting threes and not getting back on D. He was also unhappy about the team not doing their work early enough to get open. He said Townsville are getting way too many deflections. At the other end, Coach Seabom was a little bit calmer. He was pretty happy with the way the team was going, but he was saying, guys, we have to work harder off our on-ball screens. They are switching. Look to see them doing some diving out of their on-balls in this quarter and then looking to punish the Caps by going inside.
And this is why Seabom is one of the best coaches in the league. You see there, he realises, okay, the Caps are switching on pick and rolls, so what do we do to adjust? He lets his team know, look at the divers, look at the ghost screens. And this is what makes Fire so good, is that they change things on the fly. They don't wait till the first or second quarter to get things done.
Ellis draws the contact. She's a hard player to stop at the moment.
Absolutely, and when she's shooting like she is, she's really opening up the game for the rest of her teammates, and we've seen that in the first quarter. They've had so many points inside the paint, and if you look at the defense, and the players that are near Abby Ellis are just not able to come and help like they normally would. So she's really benefiting the rest of her team as well.
Not gifting the crowd some free burgers tonight. Takes the tally to 8 points, Abby Ellis so far. That lead back out to 9. Shows Melbourne the look-away pass. Didn't quite come off, but Caps will maintain possession. Who stood out for you in the first quarter, Beck?
For me in the first quarter, I think Alex Fowler did. She's been doing it on both ends, not just on one end. She finished off that quarter with an amazing steal and then offensive transition bucket, and then she's been making Sarah Blitzarv's life really hard. So she's doing all the little things, and for me, she's definitely a glue player for the Townsville Fire.
Blitzarv's yet to hit the scoreboard tonight after 19 points and 9 rebounds in her comeback last week. And Lauren Jackson tipped Sarah Blitzarves to win the MVP. Of course, her mum was the OG MVP back in the first 2 seasons of this competition, 82-83. Karen Ogden. Here she is in the corner, Blitzarves. Just bounces out. Good hustle from Morel. Up to Melvale. Looking for Soa, it's come unstuck. Good pressure from the Caps. Did you like the way, Rach, that the Caps are playing at the moment? You know, Townsville look like they've just got maybe a little bit more class out there so far early. They've settled into the heat of the contest well in that first quarter, but do you like what the Caps are doing, or do you feel like they need to change a few things?
I think early on they were doing these cuts where they were setting a screen about where Morel is right there, and the player was cutting off them to the basket, and because they are so long, it was really effective. They've sort of gone away from that a little bit, so I'd like to see them try and put the pressure on the inside Townsville defense again, but as we see that finish there, which was beautiful, so more of that would be helpful. But I think they'll just settle in, and we'll see them, you know, get back into it.
It's been high intensity from the opening tip-off. Referee calls a foul. Townsville now 7 points. The Caps had an early lead in that first quarter. Fire turned it around. So far holding them at arm's length.
And the UC Caps will just want to clean it up a little bit now. They're on 3 team fouls. There's still almost 8 minutes left in this second quarter. So they don't want to be sending Townsville to the line for some free points now. So they just will want to clean it up a little bit.
Melbourne on Ellis. Shares it with Morrell. Now Munga pulls the trigger. Can't get it done. Here's Alicia throwing. Off to Soa. She weaves her way through traffic. Just doesn't have the finish. Take a look at this infringement. Sissoko up against Cox. Spin move to get out of trouble. To the corner for Bran Catazano, onto the floor. Now Blitzarves. Still searching for her first points. The fadeaway. No good. Soa with a rebound.
And Fire with a great defensive set right there. They made Canberra very stagnant, not a lot of ball movement, a lot of dribbling. They're really putting Caps under the pump right now.
Soa to Fowler. Now they go inside. Nicely done from Horvat.
Very nice move there. And yeah, I agree, Beck. I think Townsville are just still being a little bit more poised in their offense and not letting themselves get pushed out of anything, whereas Canberra just getting forced into some shots that they probably wouldn't like as much as others.
Horvat back to Ellis. How have they defended her tonight, Beck? Abby Ellis, she's got the 8 points. So she shares it with Cox from long range.
They've definitely helped shut her down. But again, she's still got too many open threes for my liking still. But that's the thing, you shut her down, someone else steps up, like Mila Soa, Chantal Horvat.
Timeout here in the second quarter. Townsville 36, leading the Caps 23. So the Townsville Fire led by 7 at quarter time, and now they've increased their gap here. It's now 13 points in the second quarter. So they've done some nice things, the Canberra Capitals, but it's Townsville leading on the scoreboard and it's increasing. So they need to try and arrest this momentum.
Yeah, I think Townsville are putting a lot of effort into their offensive rebounds, and it's really putting Canberra under pressure from that initial when they're trying to get the ball. So even if Townsville aren't getting an offensive rebound, Canberra are already under pressure as soon as they get a defensive rebound. So they're not getting any easy looks at the moment.
Chantal Horvat has 3 of those offensive rebounds for the Fire and has 10 points. So as we mentioned, Abby Ellis, the hero of last week, with 31, but it's Horvat in double digits already tonight. Jade Melbourne with the 6 points, leading the way for the Caps. So as we come out of the timeout here in the second quarter, Townsville by 13. Beck, what do you want to see?
I'm quite liking Horvat. This is her old team. She was with the Caps last season. She knows this floor well. And I think she's been such a physical and big presence on both ends of the floor. But for the Caps, they just need to settle down. They need to execute some offensive plays, but also that comes from the defensive end. Get good stops, push the ball, and execute when needed.
Let's head courtside to Carly Wilson with all the goss from the timeouts. Carly, what did you hear?
I'm not sure if you can hear me over this loud crowd with Sarah Blitzarves opening her scoring account with a beautiful 3. But I'm not sure, you guys were surely in that timeout, because I was hearing what you guys were saying and it was very similar to the message from Coach Paul Goris. He was pleading with his team to box out, get those defensive rebounds. That's way too many offensive rebounds for the Townsville Fire. And then offensively, he was wanting some more movement. He said, we want more passing the ball around, keep cutting. We want people to get 2 feet in the key.
That's why we brought in the big guns for a big game tonight. Rachel Jarry, Beck Cole and Carly Wilson. Alongside myself, Jess Webster in commentary tonight. Here's Poch, feet set. And where did that come off last? Blitz arms opened her scoring a few moments ago with a triple. You can hear the crowd. They are right in this contest. Olsen, oh, the big bump. That's turned it over.
And that's what Brand Canisano brings to your team, people. She is known for her defensive pressure. She definitely took that charge. Olsen definitely extended the arm. But what I love down there, that started from the get-go at the other end of the floor. Izza was all over her, as well as Sarah was pressuring her. I wouldn't mind if they actually went and trapped that. Olsen isn't a pure point guard, so for her, make it difficult for her.
And that charge can really get a team going, so hopefully they can build off that a little bit of momentum, get the crowd into it.
Shot a little offline from Sissoko. Margin still in double digits, Townsville by 11. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Soa to Woods. He's trying to break through, and she does exactly that. Beautiful stuff. Melbourne to blitz arms, working hard. Spin moving off the glass for 2. Gives herself a little clap as well. Trying to get herself into this contest after 19 points last week.
And I like that. Look at the mismatch. She had Soa on her back, passed the ball in. Sarah made a great move. The next step is make sure her teammates are moving off the ball. Everyone was just sort of standing there watching Sarah go to work. And we know she'll make that 9 out of 10 times, but keep the other players guessing.
Poch has a rest on the bench. Ellis to inbound off to Soa. Here's Woods. Pulls the trigger. She loves it from that range.
They just execute everything so well. You really have to know who you're guarding, where you are, because they will set their perfect screens and get open just like that.
They're clean, aren't they?
Yeah.
Brand Canisano looks to go inside to Sissoko, the unicorn.
But that's what the Fire do. In pre-season, they do breakdowns of every single play, whether that be on offense or defense in the action. So whenever you come on the floor, you know exactly what you're doing, where you need to be, and it shows. It's round 2, and their chemistry is humming.
Of course, they won the pre-season tournament, so very, very good form. Courtney Woods with a trip to the line. So they've weathered a bit of a storm, the Fire, in the opening half. Cats have been good. Townsville just been better. New game high lead of 14 points. As the Caps turn it over and the Fire look to make them pay. Not on this occasion to Soa. Follows up some good defensive work, but Clark breaks free off to Sissoko for 2.
And what a play. The fans are up and about. This sort of defensive possession, then into an offense like this, this is what creates the energy for them. We see Soa might get away with a little foul there, and then Clark to Sissoko with such a nice play, and look at her, she loves it.
To complete the play. Bounces off the rim, the rebound's pulled in by Froling. 3 minutes left in the half. Townsville by 12. Courtney Woods. Great hustle and great defense from Clark. Couldn't find the finish. Sissoko with the O-board. And reset and go again. Munga. To Clark. Wants to give it to Sissoko. Has Woods to contend with. Into the corner. Blitzarves. Comes up short. Clark breaks it up.
She's been so active defensively, Jada Clark. It's really impressive. Coming back from a knee injury, just moving around the court like she is. It's really good to see. And matching up on Abby Ellis, a little bit of extra height. Might try and bother her with that.
8 points so far for Abby Ellis. Throwing hands up to Soa. Back to Ellis. Up and in. Points, 100% from the field, Abby Ellis.
And this is what the Townsville Fire is so good at. In that, late in the first quarter, you really thought that Canberra had the momentum, but then you look on the scoreboard, Townsville is still up by 5 points. They just really keep their cool, calm, collectiveness. They keep it all together. And then just with their poise, their experience, then they just chip away at this lead, and now it's a 14-point game.
So we head to a timeout here in the second quarter. Here's your shot to win an official WNBL game ball signed by the WNBL team of your choice. Scan the QR code on your screen to enter. Townsville led by 7 points at quarter time. They've extended that to 14 points here in the second. Courtney Woods, 11 points. Sissoko, 10. Other players in double digits, Ellis and Horvat. And that's where Townsville can get you, to have 3 players already in double digits, not even at the end of the first half.
Yeah, it makes it very tough to guard. They are just so even. I know they've got, Abby Ellis, who's been playing so amazing, but really they can all score on their day. So it's sort of like you have to pick your poison sometimes. And when they all come to play like they are tonight, they're very hard to stop.
What was a missing link for the Townsville in the off-season that they needed to add to their roster to take it to the next level? And did they find that missing link?
Well, I think they probably just needed a little bit more time and chemistry, which they're building again. They've really kept the same core that they've had, and not a lot of teams have done that this season. So that's going to be like having an extra player for them. And we can already see that so early in the season.
And following off the back of you, Rach, as well, is they've had that time, besides the new addition in Soa and Olsen, you've had the likes of Courtney Woods, Alex Fowler and Abby Ellis all now have more time with the Australian Opals, really grow their game on the international stage and then come back together. So even that, their experience, you get that with more time. Doing those international things as well. So I just think with that, it shows out here, like Rach said, about their chemistry.
Let's head courtside to Carly.
Very offensive focused timeout from Coach Seabom in that last one. He's very happy with what he's seeing out there, but he has asked the team to hold on to their screens that little bit longer so they can take advantage of the switches that are happening from the Canberra Caps. But he said, just keep going to what's working, keep moving the ball, keep using the clock.
Abby Ellis, 3 from three-point range.
That ring must be looking like a hula hoop, because right now she's like, hand down, man down.
You're on, you're on. 15-point lead to the Fire. Woods kicks it out. Soa wants to get in on the action. They are humming the Townsville Fire.
And that's so unfortunate. Rach and I know it's a cardinal sin to foul a three-point shooter. No coach is ever happy with that. And it hurts, especially with just over a minute left in the game. But I want to give another shout out to Jada Clark. I just think she's been so impressive in this game with her defensive intensity. Even from round 1 to round 2, you can just tell she's gaining confidence, and she's been a great spark for the Caps.
They continue to put their foot down the fire. Lead's blown out to 19 points.
In the blink of an eye, it felt like.
Yep.
And Ellis, as well as other teammates, they've done a great job on Jade Melbourne. They've made it really tough for her. She's only got 6 points and she's only had 4 attempts. So really doing a great job.
Shot clock was ticking down. Couldn't find a bucket. Abby Ellis. Courtney Woods looking for support to Soa. Trying to get around the defense with finesse.
That's a tough move. That is a tough move from Mila Soa, but she's also part of the 3x3 national team, and being a part of that, your one-on-one skills, they're so crafty and savvy.
Last play of the first half. Not quite for Blitzers. It's not back to Munga. As she didn't beat the buzzer and get it done on the halftime siren. What an impressive second quarter it was from the Townsville Fire. At halftime, they lead 54-33. So take a look at the Amy replay. This is Abby Ellis and her three-point shooting so far. As we head straight down courtside to Carly.
Courtney Woods, what a phenomenal first half of basketball from you guys. Everything seems to be going to plan for the Townsville Fire.
Yeah, honestly, something we talked about a lot after the Mendo game was just moving the ball. So I think we've done a better job at that when the defense collapses. And then obviously on defense, we just said go out there and try your absolute best. So I think it's been going good.
Well, you've held the Caps to 33. I mean, you'll take that any day of the week. So obviously defense has been a focus for you guys.
Yeah, obviously they have so many talented players. Jade's obviously a huge part of what they do. So Abby's doing a great job on her. But obviously 20 more minutes of that. So yeah, hopefully have a good start to the second half.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for your time. Best of luck in the second half.
Match of the round tonight at the AIS Arena. It's currently the visitors leading by 21 points. The Fire 54, the Caps 33.
They're in the Tigo 4s. They're very sporty looking. They're awesome. And we're going to see if we can give away one of them very, very shortly. Actually, I'm going to steal one of these official Caps balls. Can I steal that one right there, Patty? Thank you. Now what we're going to do is, we're going to give Melda one of these official Caps balls, and we are going to see if we can give away a card. Now Melda, I know you know this, but I'm going to explain it to everyone else. If we hit a layup, we win a UC Capitals hat. After that, all in a row without missing any, you have to hit a free throw. If you hit the free throw, you win a basketball. If you then come out to the three-point line and nail a three-pointer, you win the UC Caps jersey. If we then go to the halfway line and nail a half-court shot, you win the cup. All good? What do you reckon, Caps fans? Can she do it? Come on, Caps fans, you can make some noise. Can she do it? All right. Melda, I don't want you to rush this. We're going to start with the layup. Where are you when you are? Here we go. Melda, come over here. Come over here. Don't you go anywhere. Don't you run away. Now, there's a lot of pressure on you, my friend, because this is the first time this is the first game of the season. How many layups do you reckon you've missed this season for the Warriors? I know we've only started, but have you missed any? A lot. I don't believe it. I reckon you would have known that every single other time. We're still going to give you a Caps ball. We're still going to give you a Caps hat because there no pressure on you this time. But Canberra, we haven't been able to give away a card today. Let's give Bella a big round of applause. Bummer. Come on, you can go and relax. But a big thank you to Gerald Saban for putting up a card. Make sure you come to our home games this season because you might get dragged out of the crowd, brought onto the courts, and maybe we can give you one of those awesome brand new cherries. It'll be very exciting. We'll be doing that next home game.
TCMQ modular 3D precast concrete system stacks ready-built modules to give your home the sustainable, fast and built to last. Thinking of building smarter, not harder? Visit tcmq.com.au and see how your dream home could come from blueprint to build in record time. Super curious.
Monique Babongi, it's been a big week for you guys, Indigenous round, it's special. Tell us about the shoes that you guys are going to be wearing tonight.
Yeah, so Ricky, he designed them for us, and yeah, they're pretty cool. They've got the Aboriginal heritage on them and a bit of dot painting, so yeah, it's really special, yeah. Some of the other girls have them also, Nard and Jade, so it's like, yeah, really special that we're like all celebrating this round.
Yeah, fantastic. And have you done anything else different this week to celebrate this round?
Yeah, we went on a cultural walk this weekend, and yeah, it was pretty cool just learning more about the culture and that, but yeah, really cool.
Oh, how good is that? The Indigenous round is always a special weekend on the basketball calendar. And at halftime in the nation's capital, it is the Townsville Fire leading the UC Caps 54-33 after they led by 7 points at quarter time. They blew it open in that second quarter. Jess Webster with you alongside a couple of WNBL champions, Rachel Jarry and Beck Cole. Guys, what do we make of that first half? Townsville were impressive.
Townsville Fire, their chemistry is unmatched. Woods came out of that half saying Shannon Seabom wanted to see more ball movement. Well, we saw that. They've got 12 assists at the half. That's leading to 3 people in double figures. But not only that, they're doing it on the defensive end, really plugging in with each other, having great team D. They've got 5 steals as a team as well.
Rach, as we take a look at the Hungry Jacks halftime highlights, what's impressed you the most about the way Townsville's gone about it?
I think just the range of different ways that they're scoring. They're both inside, outside. They're getting offensive rebounds. They're doing the hard work, like you just see there, running the floor. So it makes it very hard to stop because, you know, you try and stop the three-point shot and then they're inside the key, you know, with a post move from Lauren Cox. So it makes it really hard.
They've already got 3 players in double digits. Abby Ellis leading the way with 13. Horvat and Woods. Woods on 11, Horvat with 10 points as well. They always get it done by committee. And Canberra, they've done some nice things. That first quarter in particular was pulsating basketball, but Townsville at the moment, Beck, just that little class above.
They really are. I mentioned it before. I really felt like Canberra had this momentum. And then you look at the scoreboard and you're a bit taken back. They just have this poise about them that is, you can tell it's the chemistry, but it's also their experience.
Death by 1,000 cuts sometimes. When it comes to the Townsville Fire, they've had an impressive first half. Let's take a look at the Blackmores player profiles head-to-head, and it is Abby Ellis and Sissoko as well. Sissoko started brightly indeed. She brought a lot of energy to the court. She's got 10 points for the Cats. Ellis with 13. How have you seen this battle?
Yeah, well, Sissoko, like you said, has been really great. She's brought that energy both ends of the floor, and she's trying to be disruptive on defence and get those inside shots on offence. So I'd just like to see a few of her teammates come with her.
Beck, let's take a look at closer look at Abby Ellis and the forward shot chart. She has career best 31 points last week and a brilliant opening round display. She's got 13 at the half tonight. Canberra have tried a few things to try and shut her down, but she really started to turn things up a notch in that second quarter.
She really has, and I love it. She's a little energizer bunny when she gets out there. She's 100% from three-point shooting range yet again. I think you have to find a different way to defend her, but look, they have done some other things. She's not as big on the assists right now, facilitating, but it's the small wins. But Abby Ellis, will she be the breakout player again in the second season coming?
How can you go from a breakout and then break out from a breakout? If Abby Ellis is
MVP the way she's going. Yeah.
She's in blistering form at the moment. So it's a massive second half to come. The Caps will need to find something special to get themselves back into the contest. Don't go anywhere. We've got a huge third quarter coming up after the break.
Some more, I'm up in my zone, touching the sky, feeling the flow, and I love it.
Keeping the Caps at their best. Services. The audio-visual specialists bringing energy, light, vision and sound to every UC Cap day. From commercial permanent installations to high-end live events, invigorate your next project with Event AV Services, where innovation meets reliability. Townsville is proud, the official event partner of the UC Capitals. The creative events company turning big ideas into unforgettable experiences. Visit townsvillesprout.com.au.
Honey Jack's fried chicken, saucy tenders, crispy, juicy, smothered in 3 delicious sauces. Come on, get a little messy. New saucy tenders, pure happiness at Honey Jack's. All right, Captains, I've got our Indigenous round jersey designer here with us. Hey, Richard, can you tell us a little bit about just a couple of the items that we see on the jersey this season?
Yeah, so the main one is obviously all the pathways down the middle. The one with the 3 lines that we use are all the girls, the Capitals that come through the system and before and after and emerging. And the other ones are actually all the dots are the Capitals fans. So thanks for coming out today.
Mate, it's absolutely awesome. We've also got some things representing, of course, the totem of the Ngunnawal Nation. We've got the wedge-tailed eagle on there. We've even got a dolphin on there representing the Kabongi's awesome family. And also we've got the stingray on there too. So some very cool symbolism in there. A bit of a shout out to our Indigenous player, Monique Kabongi, for our Indigenous women, and of course representing Ngunnawal land as well. But you've got a bit of a surprise for us too, mate.
Yeah, so as a big thank you to the fans for
The Townsville Fire are making a statement early in the first half of the AIS Arena. At halftime, they lead the Caps by 21 points after leading by 7 at quarter time. They have come out firing, so to speak. Saturday Night Hoops, hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're watching. Abby Ellis had a strong first half, 13 points, 100% from the field, 100% from outside the perimeter as well, picking up where she left off in round 1. So it's going to be a really big third quarter for the Caps to get themselves back in the contest. Jess Webster with you alongside Rachel Jarry and Beck Cole in commentary tonight. It's Fowler with ball in hand. Hands it off to Woods. Here is Ellis. Woman of the moment, works the baseline, but she stepped out of play. Sissoko with a little bit of a fist pump, trying to fire up her teammates and the crowd as well. A great crowd in attendance tonight. We'll try and cheer their side home. Beck, what do you want to see in these first 2 minutes from the Caps?
Defensive intensity, just like that. You can tell Paul Goris would have spoken about that. Is in order to get this lead back, you need defensive stops and you need to be aggressive. But also, Sarah Blitzarv's only had 4 points, same as Nadia Poch with 2. I love that they saw Nards there inside the key, but they have mismatches. I'd like to see some more off-ball flare actions, cutting movement off the ball for them too.
Here's Sissoko, floats it in, beautiful. Rach, was there ever a lead that was too big? Or what was the biggest lead that you thought, no, we can chase this down?
God, I don't think so. I think in this situation, you're down 20 at halftime. You're still thinking positively, or at least I always was, and thinking, well, if they did that to us in the first half, we can do that in the second. But I think once it sort of gets out to that 30 at any point of the game, it's probably a bit tough. And I used to remember playing back in the AAS days, you'd be down 30 within 5 minutes, and that was it. But, you know, 16-year-olds, we still thought it was pretty fun.
Some tough memories there for you.
Oh, yeah.
That's character building. That's what made us into championship contenders.
Of course, the Caps, 9-time title winners. Desperate to return to finals in WNBL26 as we take a look at the replay of this call. What do we think, guys? Was it there?
Look, I do think there was a touch of above the head. We see it in the WNBA. If you are hit above the shoulders, it's a foul. But I will say, so an incredible sauce put on by Abby Ellis. And I'm all about the sauce. You gotta, if it helps you get a call, I'm all for it.
The height is delicious.
The height difference doesn't help Sissoko in that situation.
No.
A
Unfortunately.
21-point margin restored. Blitzar's working hard.
And that's the off-ball action I'm talking about. You're getting Sarah coming off a cut from the other side of the basket. Mila, who's now undersized, is on it, and she gets an easy layup.
And we saw that play from the Caps really early on in this game, and they sort of went away from it, and I'm not 100% sure why, because I don't think Townsville had really worked out how to defend it. So hopefully they do go back to it.
Here goes Ellis, loses her feet and has turned it over. Where have you seen the improvement in a game, Beck, the last couple of years? How has she taken it to a new level?
Well, I think when there was an injury replacement last season, she went from being a backup one to now she's actually playing 30 minutes a game. And you know, we've heard it from Michelle Timms that she's just a player who works so hard in trainings that you don't see behind the scenes. And for me, I think taking that position of point guard to actually be in charge, but then you see she's so confident with her three-point shot. And you add that into your game as well, she can always get to the basket. I think that they're the two things for me.
Drains it from outside the perimeter. And the points keep flowing from the Fire. Blitzards a couple of moments ago had a couple of bites at it and they didn't drop. And the way the Townsville are playing at the moment, you can't afford to give them too many opportunities. So they had to make it count at their offensive end. That's great work from Sissoko. Fast transition from the Fire. They respond at the other end through Froley.
And Coach Paul Goris will not be happy with that. You get a great score down one end and then, you know, a very quick transition layup for the other team for Townsville. Makes it tough to try and get back into this game.
Morrell looking for Sissoko. Has the hot hand for the Caps at the moment.
And they need to keep going to her till the well dries up. She is what is keeping them in that game, but now other people need to help her. She cannot do it all on her own, not against the Townsville Fire.
Frolling misses her chance. Sissoko rips it away. Good pressure from Woods. Sissoko up to 16 points now. 3 rebounds.
But what a luxury it is to have your four-man who can also bring the ball up the floor. She's done that a few times so far in this game. And you could even look at a little brush screen action where a smaller guard will set her a screen. And then while she's dribbling the ball up the floor, she can actually go downhill. Because if they switch, now she's got the mismatch as well.
Watch hands it to Sissoko. Morrell to Melbourne. Shot clock ticking down. Step back 3. No good, but she wins it back. How's the intensity from Melbourne and Woods? 2 players not taking a backward step. An example of the physicality on show in the WNBL. She's okay, back to her feet. She's pretty tough customer, Jade Melbourne. Here's Fowler. Off to Woods. And Fowler looks to go inside. It's broken up by Blitzarves. Let's take a look on the Amy replay.
That's some tough basketball from both players, but it shows you no one wants to give up. They want to win this game, and as always, we've seen this before, Jade Melbourne putting her body on the line for her team.
Those are the little inspirational acts that can have that flow-on effect to your teammates to try and get themselves back into this match. 5 by 7 at quarter time, 21 at half time. So far the Caps winning the quarter by 2. What do you think, Rach? Have they equalised somewhat, the Caps, in this third quarter? Or do you think Fire is still well in control?
I think they've steadied a little bit, but I do think the Fire still probably are in control. I think it's just like the little 1%ers, little loose balls, you know, some missed shots. They're just not going the Caps' way right now, and they probably need, like you said, an inspirational play, something to really get them all on the same page and to just try and wrestle that full momentum back.
Get this crowd involved too. It's at near capacity as well. So here's a little moment. Bloch capitalizes.
And that's a great start. She got up in the lanes, deflection, steal, and then goes down and finishes. And she's had a bit of a tough game so far, so it'll be good to see her try and get more on the scoreboard for the Caps.
See what they can do at the defensive end. Can they shut this Fire offense down? Not if Courtney Woods has any say.
And this has been the difference from round 1 to round 2 for the Caps. But they're 1 of 11 from the 3-point line compared to 7 of 11 for the Townsville Fire. And that is a big difference maker and a big reason why there's a 20-point margin also right now.
Tick over 5 minutes left in this third quarter. Katie Sissoko described as a unicorn. Can either of you tell me what a unicorn means?
I'm going off Satu Sabli in the WNBA, and it's because you play defense, you play offense, you can score in a multiple amount of ways. I think it's also a bit of the aura of what the kids call these days. Is it Riz? Rachel?
Oh, God, don't ask me. I think also that her height and athleticism, that plays a big part of it. She can do so many things and so hard to guard. Yeah, she's also quite competitive and feisty. I love to see that. She obviously does not want to lose, so love to see her get out, a few fist pumps when she makes a good play. It's great to see.
Extensive WNBA and European experience. As we head to Carly Wilson courtside.
Free throws, team. When you're down by this many, you have to make your free throws. And last week, the Canberra Capitals only shot the free throw at 60%. We were looking for them to turn that around this week, and they so far haven't been able to do that. I know they were at 57% at three-quarter time, and now back to 60 again. When you're down by this much, every single point counts. They need to make sure when they get to the foul line, they're knocking them down.
Yeah, the Caps 6 from 10 compared to the Fire 11 from 13 at the stripe.
They're going to have the opportunity now. They'll be shooting free throws for the rest of the quarter with Townsville in foul trouble. So hopefully they can make the most of it. Here we go, Jade.
From 2. Olsen to Woods. Water contact from Poch. Disappointed to give it away.
And again, I like that from Nards. She's trying to get the ball back. I don't think that was a malicious or any intent in that foul. She was just getting up and in, being aggressive. And you see Caps need that. And she has sort of been that spark for them in that as well with Jada Clark. So I like that foul, and I want more of that from Nards.
Jade Melbourne and Lauren Cox collide off the plate. Call's going the Fire's way.
And you hear the fans getting around them. I'm not going to lie, I feel like I have had a few of them in my lifetime in the WNBL. But you see here Jade just fighting. Cox did get a hook of the arm. That's, you know what? That's just a postman playing on a guard, and that's some great physical basketball.
Lauren Cox finds herself at the line. Just the 1 point last week. Didn't get it to roll in, but they win it back through Ellis. Woods to Cox. Stepped out of play. Canberra ball. Once again, it's Munga who just pops up every now and then with a great defensive effort. Pumps the fist, trying to get her teammates to rally around her. As I mentioned before, Beck, love her passion.
We really do, and I think she brings a sort of calm and settles and poise to her team. And I just think she's so experienced, and she gets shots like those that are needed when her team needs them the most.
Can we claim her as an Australian yet?
Surely.
Surely, right? Surely.
Look at that again. Wins the call. The fist pump comes out again. She's the heart and soul of this Caps lineup.
I love that she fist pumps for defensive plays too. Just really warms my heart.
So this is a really important 4 minutes coming up for the Caps. Can they eat away at this deficit and give them the momentum heading into three-quarter time? They need others to stand up alongside Sissoko. He's the only player in double digits tonight with 16. They lose it at their offensive end, and Woods just comes up a little short. Couldn't make them pay.
And they don't need to try win this in a single possession. If they can chip this away to about 12 points within the next quarter, they'll be in it for the fourth.
So Jade Melbourne misses her shot. Cox working hard. She also is offline. Munga hands it off to Melbourne. 3 minutes left here in the third. Blitzards, bang! That is what they needed. That's a team lifter, it's a crowd lifter. And they've clawed themselves back to within 14 points. As we head to a timeout here in the third, 3 minutes and 7 seconds on the clock. They've got the momentum. Townsville 65, the Caps 51. The question is, Rach and Beck, can they continue on with it?
Well, you'd like to think so. I think what they have to do, like Beck mentioned earlier, you've got to break these moments down. So right now, if I was Paul Goris, I'd be saying, let's win this 3 minutes. Okay, don't think about the rest of the game. Let's just win these 3 minutes and go to what's working. And that's when they get ball movement and defensive stops. That's all they really need to focus on.
Let's go. Luke, Gentle, Woody, Abby, Coxie. Right? Let's give it up. Chantel, you dive, Abby left, screen away, Evan goes back to Roddy's, Coxie's thread.
Shannon Seabom drawing up some plays there in this timeout here in the third quarter. Townsville by 14 points. The Canberra have created a little run. It's the Fire now who are looking to settle. Olsen takes on Clark. To Cox, has Sissoko for company. Tough shot, she gets the foul as we head down to Carly.
A nice calm timeout from Coach Paul Goris this time. He said he wants his team to look after the ball. You know, when you're down by this amount, every possession counts, but you can look to see them going to Caddy Sissoko in the next play.
Good offensive rebound by Horvat, and off the glass for 2.
And that's the second offensive board the Fire have got out of a free throw. In this stage in the game, they just cannot be doing that. They must box out and find their player.
So here is the play. They go to Sissoko, working on Cox. Can't get it to drop. They've had their chances, the Caps. Staying alive, they're staying in it. Olsen, no good. Bonging onto the floor for the Caps. 17 points is the difference. They now go to Clark. Another chance gone begging. Although it's come unstuck for the Fire, so the Caps win it back. Less than 2 minutes to play in the third. What margin do you feel like they need to get down to at three-quarter time to give themselves a chance?
I'd be happy with a 12 points. I think 12 points is definitely achievable to get it down to with just under 2 minutes, and also going into the fourth, achievable to come back from.
12 your magic number 2, Rach?
Yeah, I say around 12, and if they get that from here, then they've got some momentum and good vibes going into that three-quarter time huddle.
Bongi finds herself a basket, but Townsville have been fouled again. Fire by 7 at quarter time, 21 at half time. So the Caps have made inroads here in the third, but is it enough? Here's your chance to score bragging rights when you put your WNBL knowledge to the test. Scan the QR code on your screen now to play the WNBL quiz. And can you beat the buzzer? Well, it's 2 from 2, and as Carly mentioned earlier, they have been fantastic at the line. The Fire tonight, been fantastic everywhere, really.
And I just love the passion we're seeing from each and every single player out there tonight. This is what makes the game of women's basketball so exciting to watch. Our brand of basketball, the style that we play, but not only do we have great basketballs out there on the court, but also great role models. So I just love seeing these girls play every single night.
And Catazano 1 from 2 at the stripe. Bongi applying the pressure on Olsen. Good board from Froling. To Ellis. 15 points so far for her tonight. Horvat muscles her way inside. They've got it done so far by committee tonight, Townsville. 4 players in double digits. Ellis leading away with 15. Woods had it, lost it, and adds 2 more to her tally.
She's been super impressive. She's always so steady for Townsville, but we're on triple-double watch for her, I think. 16 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds.
Sissoko's keeping her side in it at the moment. 18 points. Final 30 seconds of the third. Fire have done well to arrest the momentum that Canberra built in the middle stages of this third quarter.
And Horvat has been impressive tonight. She's been doing it on both ends of the floor. I think she's really impacted the game on the offensive rebounds. She's had 4 for herself tonight, and she's got 14 points, 6 from 8 from the field. She's really stepped up and just been one of those other players that have been able to add to the Townsville Fire.
Completes the play. Sissoko pulls up for 2. It's no good. Lubongi to inbound. Gives it to Munga. Nice finish. Seconds ticking down to 3/4 time. What can Abby Ellis produce? Gives it to Horvat. Pass a little bit too much on it. So as we turn for home, it is the Townsville Fire in the box seat to make it 2 in a row to start WNBL26. They lead the Caps at 3/4 time, 75-58. Don't go anywhere. We've got a big last quarter coming up after the break.
To win an awesome prize, a little Caps prize pack, is all riding on this, Andrew. It is all thanks to our friends at Reason Group. You win a prize pack if you can cuddle Cappy blindfolded. Jess is going to pop the blindfold on. Are you ready? Okay, here goes. Andrew's going to get blindfolded. It's big thanks to Reason Group, the Aussie-owned business making government easier for those that deliver it, and the people that it serves, and proud sponsor of the UC Capitals. All right, Andrew, you good? Now this crowd is going to help you out. When you're heading in the right direction, they're going to make a bunch of noise, and when you're not, they're going to be pretty quiet. Okay? Crowd, are you ready? Kind of. Crowd, are you ready? There we go. Andrew, you were heading whatever direction you reckon, and see if you can find Cappy. Go for it.
Look at that hungry Jacks.
It was a great arm wrestle in that 3rd quarter at the AIS Arena, but it is the Townsville Fire who are in the box seat at 3/4 time. They lead the Caps by 17 points after they led by 21 at half-time. The intensity's been high, bodies on the line, and we've seen some fantastic shooting. The Fire humming at the moment as we get the final quarter underway in the nation's capital. That physicality on display early stages. Horvat's been impressive for the Fire tonight. Gives it off to Soa. Abby Ellis swings it across. Now Horvat makes her move. Frolling with the O-board and the putback. Jess Webster, Rachel Jarry and Bet Cole with you in commentary tonight. So far, Townsville have answered every challenge, Rach. Do you think the Caps can grind it out, or do you want to see something different in this final quarter?
Well, that was a nice move from Lubongi there. And you can see she's trying to get up the floor and do something different. Look, it's a tough margin at this point in the game, but I think you just, as the UC Caps, they just have to not worry about the scoreboard at this point, and they've just got to play freely. And then, you know, you hit a couple of big shots and you never know sort of what that scoreboard pressure can do to a team.
Let's head courtside and check in with Carly Wilson. Carly.
Coach Paul Goris asked his team to really lift their intensity on defense in this final quarter. He said he wants aggressive switching to continue. He wants them in the lanes. He wants to be generating some offensive momentum out of their D. At the other end, Coach Seabom, as if anticipating a bit of a lift in defensive intensity, reminded his team to look after the ball, make sure you're passing the ball around, ball movement, and back cut if you need to get open.
Froling will head to the line for the N1.
That's sort of the danger when you're doing a five-man switch, is when, you know, your smallest guard ends up on the tallest player on the court on the other team. So that was a really nice recognition from Townsville to get the ball into Froling there, and a good finish.
5 players in double digits tonight for the Fire. Woods with 16, Ellis and Horvat on 15, Froling on 13, looking at 12, maybe 13. Stand by. No, she stays on 12. And Soa on 11. That's what good teams do, Beck.
And Rach said it earlier, you have to pick your poison. Okay, you shut down Abby Ellis from the three-point line. But then you have Soa and Woods who can get to the basket. Then you have Fowler and Horvat and Cox who then can do post moves. So when you have everyone who's ready to step up at any given time and share the ball, how do you stop that?
It's $1 million question at the moment.
And you also have to remember, Zatina Okuzo is not only big in presence, but also big in spirit and energy and what she will bring to the Caps. So for her to be missing out on the court, not only is she vocal growing into that leadership role, but she's a big presence on both ends of the floor. And I think they are really missing her tonight.
Horvat pulls the trigger for 3.
That's how you know you're playing well, when the bank corner 3 goes in.
17 points for Horvat tonight. Sissoko, silky smooth.
And great pass from Nadia off the pick and roll. That's something that she will definitely elevate in her game, going from the WNBL to hopefully over into the WNBA.
So we see a foul called, so Melbourne 10 points alongside Blitzarves, but Sissoko, the pick of the bunch, 20 points tonight. She's been superb. 6 rebounds. Is there a chance for Burgers? This is Beck Cole's favourite moment. She gets pretty hungry at this time of night.
I sure do. Maybe next week.
It's a bit rough for poor old Alicia Froling, who's changed the hand she shoots with during her career because of injuries to her right hand. And she's still shooting the free throws probably better than I did when I played. But yeah, Burgers off that would be a bit rough for her.
Here's Morrell for the Caps. Jade Melbourne, shot clock ticking down. Back to Morrell, who puts the shot up. Great defense from Cox. Soa. Back to Cox. Ellis, Woods, inside to Cox. Wonderful team play from the Fire.
What ball movement. I don't think the ball touched the floor once. If it wasn't open, they kick it on, they find the right play. That was beautiful execution.
3 attempt from Soa, bounces off the rim. Margin at 20 points. It was 21 at halftime. Melbourne works away inside, looking for Blitzarves, but it's broken up by Ellis. And they look to punish him down the other end through Soa. As we've mentioned, they've answered every challenge that the Caps have thrown at them tonight. They have started WNBL26 in some kind of form. So as we head to a timeout here in the 4th quarter, Townsville 86, the Caps 64. Rachel Jarian, Beck Cole. It's going to be tough now for the Caps from here.
Oh, absolutely. I think, you know, they're going to want to show something. They've got this amazing crowd in. They really need to, you know, find some positives to come out of this last few minutes of the game. So I would expect to see them up the floor and trying to get some good ball movement.
And we saw earlier, Geelong Venom had a hard defeat in round 1. They finished the game well, came into round 2 really thriving. So there's always positives to take away. It's still early. It's round 2, but you need to make sure that you're getting better and building every week.
It's so loud at the RAS Arena tonight. I want to know, have either of you maybe tuned out at timeouts or kind of come out of a timeout going, I did not hear a thing that was said from the coaches?
Definitely. I think it was probably more rare for me, but I think the worst thing is if you're not on the court and then the coach subs you in after the timeout and you just think, oh, damn it, I wasn't listening, and then you have to ask your teammates on the court.
And maybe guilty sometimes. Rachel would have had to put up with me. I have the worst ears and hearing in the world. So I'd be in and then I'd be like, Rachel, what's happening? She'd say back, yeah, thanks, Kat.
Well, let's see if the Cats are listening to that timeout. Again, they've coughed it up. These turnovers have been really costly. Because Townsville just keep finding ways to make you pay. Olsen to Cox. What's Courtney Woods gonna do? There's a foul off the ball. Blitzards to restart proceedings. Babongi with the spin move, puts it up. Horvat brings in the rebound. So quick to transition. Soa rolls in, delightful. Just like that, it is a new game-high 24-point lead. Said it earlier, Rach, it's amazing the margin just creeps up.
Oh, absolutely. They've just got so many players like that as well that, you know, they're just accumulator of stats, and they might not always be doing the flashiest things, but they're just always, you know, increasing their score, working on little things. And, you know, like Courtney Woods is a perfect example of that. She's sitting on 16 points, 14 assists and 7 rebounds. And, you know, she's just nonchalantly going about her game.
The way that she's grown throughout her career has been really so fantastic to watch. She's really become a super player.
Oh, she's just improved every year she's been in the league, and now she's a veteran of this league and of this Townsville Fire team, and leads them so well. And just to watch, the evolution of her game, it's been pretty special.
Download the free WNBL app to catch every score, story and stat. It's been the fastest way to stay courtside with the WNBL. Scan the QR code on your screen now. So we see the three-point attempt from Zara Russell. Canberra local and a development player getting some minutes on the floor tonight. It's Poch making a move and finds her way through. That was pretty. Pull back from long range. Munga with the rebound. So Becca Townsville Fire, the #1 contender in your eye?
And I really want to know about one thing. Willow, down there courtside. I've just been looking at the stats, and we have a triple-double watch for Courtney Woods with 16 points, 7 rebounds, 14 assists. We were talking about accumulating points. What about accumulating assists? Carly Wilson, is Courtney Woods going to go back on the floor? We want a triple-dub.
Look, Courtney Woods is on the bench right now, as you can see. Would you like me to have a quiet word with Coach Shannon Seabom and see if I can get her sub back on? Because she is certainly putting on a performance tonight, and I think we need her back out there.
Yeah, just give her a little tap on the shoulder, would you please, Carly? We'd like to see a triple-double in these final few minutes. Townsville is a well-oiled machine at the moment. Lauren Cox from nowhere swats it away.
What a block coming back into frame. And you see Alex Fowler there, very happy with her team's performance so far, cheering them on. And you really do get that vibe with the Townsville Fire. There we see Courtney Woods. Come on, Shannon Seabomb, put her back on.
Let her in.
Let her get the career triple-dub. But it is great to see just teams get together so well and have that beautiful connection, because you show when it happens off the floor, it happens on the floor too.
Sissoko no good for 3. Poch keeps it alive. Draws the contact.
And Beck, these are probably two teams that do get very close when they're, you know, in pre-season, because, you know, not many people not many of these players are from Townsville or Canberra, so they're going there and their friends are the girls they hang out with all day on the basketball court. So they're going out to dinner together, they're getting to know each other, and it just builds an extra bond, I think, when you think about the teams that you've done that with.
Just picking up on what you were saying earlier, team, about Alicia Froling and swapping her hands. I just think we need to give some more airtime to this. For folks at home, this is not just a simple, oh, I just decided to start playing with my other hand. Imagine sitting down to take a long written exam and your preferred hand is your right, and then all of a sudden having to sit that exam with your left hand. Like, this is a big deal, guys. After some wrist surgery, she wasn't able to get back that range that you so desperately need to be able to shoot the ball, to be able to flick your wrist and get that backspin. So she worked her butt off in the off-season and taught herself to shoot with the opposite hand. Guys, this is big deal. And now she's out here playing in the Women's National Basketball League, killing it with her non-preferred hand. It's a big deal.
You certainly make a good point, Carly. Rach and Beck, could you do that? Could you switch hands?
No way. It's insane. It's actually insane. And to be so effective as how she is, and you know she's really going to go to her left hand now, and it's just still so hard to stop. Flashbacks to Susie Bakovic, who PTSD from trying to stop her going left.
But it is. Most players who are right-handed don't even want to dribble with their left hand, Jess. So let alone you're coming on and you're changing your shot, and to have an impact, I think it also tells young kids, whether you might have an injury or you might not be as good at one skill, is keep practicing, because now look what can happen when you really put your mind to it, because it is a mindset. Not many people could go out there and do what Froling has done.
It's kept her career alive. It is pretty impressive, the things that you athletes do. You're currently going through it at the moment. Beck with injury, trying whatever you can to get back out there. I don't know if you want to share anything.
I sure am. Well, a couple of days ago, I actually got some stem cell procedure done. So check on the socials, because if you know me, I love letting people know what us athletes go through. And especially in the WNBL, we have so many amazing people. So make sure you get on the WNBL apps, you get on the play socials, get to know what they're up to, because trust me, it's worth investing in the WNBL, that is for sure.
A very professional plug there, Beck, but I love it. Sissoko. Can't get it to go. Just over 2.5 to play in this final quarter. A professional performance from the Fire tonight. And that one rattles in from Crichton. It's onto the floor. There's a youngster that Townsville picked up in the off-season from Geelong.
And it's so nice to see these younger players get on the court, get some time, like we saw Crichton there, come on, be impactful. They train and work so hard, and you never know in a game when a teammate might be in foul trouble and you need them to step up, and for them to have this experience and these minutes can really help them down the track.
Lucy Olsen up to 4 points, playing against her WNBA teammate Jade Melbourne tonight. From Teammates to rivals. Saw them come together very early in the first quarter. Just Olsen just saying hello to Jake. And they've hit the century here, Townsville. 2 minutes left in this contest as we head to a timeout. So, Becca, Townsville, the #1 seed, in your opinion?
You have to be right now. They're currently sitting at a century, 100 points, versing one of the teams that I expect to, like Rachel said earlier, be a grand final preview here today. Again, it's only early, but right now, we've said it before and I'll say it again, but Townsville are humming, and not just on offense, but on the defensive end of the floor.
So this is a fabulous artwork designed by Kirby Bentley for the WNBL in this Indigenous round. It's an absolutely fabulous piece of art. She's also designed the referee Guernseys as well, Kirby Bentley. Wouldn't mind one of those in my home, just quietly.
It's beautiful, isn't it? So talented.
Final 2 minutes of the AIS Arena. It's been pure dominance from the Fire tonight. Bowling has a ripped away by Sissoko. Solways onto the floor for the Caps. Returning this year as a development player and also does a bit of community coaching as well, Abby Solway. Ellis, shots off target, Clark with a rebound. To Sissoko. It's been one of their best tonight. Chance for Solway to get some points. Not on this occasion. And you see the fast break from Townsville. And Crichton gets it done.
And bringing a few young kids on, they're bringing the same intensity, the same impact, and the same attitude that their starters were. And I think this is what makes Townsville so good, is how deep they are, but they are all playing the same way.
Great defensive effort from Abby Ellis. And this is the effort from the Fire that has been on display from the opening tip-off. Abby Ellis tonight after career best 31 points last week. She's got 15, including 3 assists, a couple of steals. So Zatina Akuzo still to come back into this Caps lineup. She's currently out with a knee injury, still a few weeks away. She's going to be a welcome addition. So they'll start their season, the Caps, 1 win and 1 loss. Townsville will go 2-0. To defeating Bendigo last week. It's no good. A good rebound from Froling. And the foul. Dakota Crichton, just 20 years of age, didn't play last week. Shannon Seaborn always loves to try and find these emerging talents around the league and just bring them into the fold. She cops a nasty little cut to the eye.
And I think she looks like she will be okay, which is great, but sometimes on those eyes, they do not stop bleeding, so we might not see her return to the floor.
A couple stitches, I reckon. Ooh.
Was it just some friendly fire that we saw going there? But that's just both teams being physical, going after the rebounds.
Late triple attempt from Poch. Open space down the other end. And Forster with a bucket late in this contest. Another one of the youngsters that have come into this Fire roster. Former development player with the Perth Lynx. Final few seconds. It's a foul off to the line for 2. Maybe a replay from this last team play from the Fire. Great to see Forster get some points and a chance here for Taya Watkins as well for the Caps. Again, another development player has made the move from Melbourne. So a nice little moment for Watkins there as the seconds tick down. It has been impressive from the Townsville Fire. They are one of the contenders. Make no mistake about that in WNBL26. A comprehensive victory here tonight by 35 points over the Caps, 105-70. They led by 7 at quarter time, opening up to 21 points at half time. The Caps did make a little run for it in the third. Fire steadied late to take a 17-point lead into the final quarter, in which they dominated, as we head courtside to Carly Wilson with our player of the game.
Courtney Woods, very impressive performance from your team tonight. I feel like you've really sent a message to the rest of the league.
Yeah, I think we were really hyped up for this game. I think we knew Canberra were going to be a great team, and they were great at the preseason tournament, so I think more than other games we were really excited. But yeah, honestly was not expecting that, but yeah, we'll take a lot of positives away from that.
And such a big team game, especially scoring-wise. 5 players in double figures, but we're not talking 10s and 11s. We're talking 20, 18, 16. Is that going to be something that you're going to be looking to do all season?
Yeah, I think that's something we've talked about a lot. I think trying to get 4 or 5 people in double digits, and it could be different people every game. Like Abby had 31 last week. Chantel was amazing tonight, and I think that's what makes a championship team. So I think to be doing that this early in the season is really exciting, but obviously a long way to go.
And your performance, let me just look at my notes because there were so many stats that we have to go over. Okay, 16 points, 50% from the 3-point line, 14 assists, and 7 rebounds. Amazing performance from you.
Thanks. Yeah, obviously I worked on my passing a lot. I wasn't super happy with how I played in the first game, so really just trying to emphasize moving the ball, and obviously a team as talented as this, I literally just throw to Mila, she shoots a 3, and I'm like, wow, that was a fun, easy assist.
Well, the commentary team were unhappy that you were on the bench at the end. How did you feel about it? Were you about to go sub yourself in?
Honestly, I asked for a sub. I was tired. I had had enough. I was really good to see some of the younger girls get out there, but yeah, it was honestly quite a tiring game chasing Canberra around.
Well done tonight. Thank you for putting on such an amazing performance for us, and good luck for your next match.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, it sounds like she spent all of her fuel tickets to Courtney Woods. Rachel Jarry and Beck Cole, these are some of the highlights from Courtney Woods tonight. She was the player of the match. She had a lot of support, but let's take a moment to celebrate her fabulous performance.
Oh, she's just so poised. You know, she drives into the paint and she takes her time, looks for her open shot, and then she's able to find her teammates, and she obviously did that with spectacular success tonight.
This is her forward shot chart. What stood out to you, Beck?
Like Rachel said, she just uses her body really well. She makes great decisions, and this is why you see she does it from inside and outside, and she's shooting over 50% from 2-point and 3-point range, and you're going to have a pretty successful night if that's the percentage you keep shooting at.
She's a championship winner and seems to be taking her game to new heights, which is a pretty scary prospect for the league as we return courtside to Carly Wilson.
Chantel Horvath, 20 points from you. Fantastic game. How'd you feel out there?
Thank you. I felt good. Yeah, it's fun being back here. Obviously, I played here last year. I love the court, love the people in Canberra, so it was fun to play a game back here.
Well, it was fun to watch you out there. So next week, Southside Melbourne Flyers. They've had a pretty good start, 1 win, 1 loss. How do you see that game playing out?
it's going to be tough. I think every game's going to be tough. We just need to lock in and focus on what we're focused on, get it done on the defensive end, share the ball on the offensive end, and work harder than the other team.
It's a long road trip for you guys too, isn't it? Is that 9 or 10 days you go all the way over? You come back here, come back to Melbourne, then all the way over west, and then back again, is that right?
Yeah, we play Melbourne, then Perth, then back to Geelong. So it's a long road trip, but it's exciting. I get to play at home, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, for sure. And you'll have a big crowd out there to support you, no doubt. Yes.
G-Town.
Yes. And what about having your first 5 games on the road? How does that impact you not being able to play at home?
You know what? I haven't played in the Townsville home gym as a home player, so I know that it's going to be really fun once we get there. The crowd's going to get behind us, but we get some road games out of the way, so we're not trying to think about that we don't have a home game. We're just trying to handle every game as it comes and get the job done.
Yeah, fantastic. And what about these uniforms?
They're incredible.
They're
so fun.
Yeah, they look fantastic out there. Do you know the story behind them? Can you talk us through that?
I actually don't. I wish I did, but I don't know the story. But they are incredible, and it's a privilege to wear these uniforms and play in the Indigenous round this weekend.
Absolutely, they look fantastic. Caps looked fantastic as well. But yes, wonderful game from you tonight. Thank you so much for putting on a wonderful performance, and good luck next week.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Chantal Horvath, she was fabulous tonight. 20 points for her, 9 rebounds as well. Townsville Fire were impressive. They start that season 2-0. Don't go anywhere. We've got plenty more coming up after the break. We're going to wrap it all up and analyse just how good this Townsville Fire lineup and roster can be in WNBL 26. Stay with us. Plenty more to come after the break.
Thank you, Richie. Congratulations. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to slowly make your way onto the courts, slowly make your way onto the courts, come and see our players, and we've got 20 minutes. 20 minutes up on the clock, and once that 20 minutes is up, guys, we do have to let our players go and get ready for the next big game for